Hey dolls, welcome to Plastic Chic's Closet! Today we are going to be doing some sort of a different episode. Today I wanted to do a whole video of basically what about a Barbie green makeover. So basically it's just like a version of like upcycling and recycling old dolls rather than tossing them away or basically just keeping them in the box. We are going to see how I revamp them. Well, my very idea of revamping them actually includes getting some of those older dolls that I never really touch and sending them over to, of course, Patrick. Patrick is the repainter extraordinaire that I always feature on my channel, but basically I'm going to show you 3 dolls that was just sitting. I didn't know what to do with them. So the very first one was this doll. This doll was actually given to me by one of my friend Daryl. Thank you, Daryl, for this doll. But of course, as you can see, this is not the original doll. This doll was originally a Louboutin face sculpt, but this doll was originally was the made-to-move Puma Barbie that came out like I believe in 2020 or 2019. So all 3 dolls I'm featuring and given new life to was actually repainted and rerooted by Tricky Elite or Patrick. And of course, the talented genius that he is. Just look how beautiful the repaint that he did on this doll. Just gorgeous. Look at those brows. Look at the eyeshadowing. And of course, the reroot. This is one of his older works, so his reroots are way better now. And I think he finally have figured out like the best hair length. Back then, it was still questionable. Sorry, Patrick. And also to the people that have gotten his newer works and are now commissioning him, you are so welcome. But definitely, if you're interested on Patrick's work, this is his Instagram again, at Tricky Elite on Instagram. Go ahead and follow him. The next doll that's on our repurpose list is this early 2000s Doney Burke doll. So yes, she was originally the Doney Burke doll. Don't get me wrong. The original doll had a gorgeous face, but I was just tired of it. So, you know what I did? I went ahead and sent it to Patrick and we given her new life. Lara is one of those really beautiful sculpts, and I think the Lara sculpt is actually one of Patrick's strengths, I would say, especially for repainting, because you can really never go wrong repainting that face sculpt. That face sculpt is just so beautiful. Also, Patrick is just really talented, but I've seen a few repaints of this doll. Some are gorgeous, some are really questionable, but I think he definitely did a home run on this one. It's just, oh, she's just so beautiful. Like, look at her. The brows, the eye color, the eye makeup, overall, just beautiful. Also, it's been a while since we've seen the Lara sculpt used, so I'm excited to actually see if they do bring the sculpt back and what other reiterations we'll see, hopefully moving forward with this sculpt. And the third doll on our repurpose list is this beautiful Stephie. So this Stephie doll was, if I remember, was one of those birthday ones. I'm going to say she was a blonde one. She was one of those birthstone Stephies, and I believe she was wearing a green dress. But with this, I wanted like a very artsy, pop arty, so we went with like a really bright fuchsia hair color with a bright red lip, and of course fierce eyes and pink brows, and of course I wanted her to have a bang. And I did find a before photo of her, and she was actually like a little bit of a strawberry blonde. And here's a comparison with her and Lara. Oh, they actually almost have the same eye color, but with the different in skin tones. Lara just looks more exotic. The Lara sculpt is just really pretty. So definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Comment below which repaint you guys actually like, rank them. I actually really love this bob on her. Alright, let's see. Let me go ahead and see if I can rank them myself. Alright, so for me, I really like the exoticness of Lara and the Louboutin one. It's just like all of them brings such different flavor and characters, but I tend to go more for the very unique dolls, but sometimes I just love a straight up pretty doll, which are the other 2. Yeah, it's really hard to decide between the three gorgeous repaints. But let's go ahead and see. We are going to dress them up now. So for our repurposing these dolls, we are going to go ahead and let's give them some pink and white gingham. That's the whole vibe we're going for. Very picnic, or they are going to terrorize whatever picnic Ken is hosting with Alan. I just wanted to show you this really cute Barbie plastic sheet keychain I got from Etsy. I bet you someone else will buy the same thing. Not gonna name who, but the outfits that we are using today are mostly from Van Oscar. That is a Van Oscar top and also a Van Oscar skirt. Someone once commented in one of my other videos that I'm going too fast on my videos. That's why I am taking my time showing you guys the fashions. And this second dress is also by Van Oscar. It is just so cute. This is from the same collection, and I got this from him, I believe, in 2023. And this last outfit, the top is from another designer, Gliza, and then the skirt is from actually a Poppy Parker. And if you are still watching my video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's move on to the shoes that I picked for these looks. This is one of those, I don't know, if you are a collector, you know where the shoes are. Those are the iconic Pantone shoes. And this is from a Silkstone Barbie, I believe. It's one of the Silkstone Barbies that has like the long pink dress. Oh my, everything's just shaking. Alright, and the last pair of shoes that we picked for these are just regular, they're white Model Muse pumps, and you can see it has a little bit of iridescence into it. Is because I actually painted them with like an iridescent nail polish gel, and then I just cured it under the UV light. Now let's go ahead and dress each doll, and we can do an overall photo shoot. So for the new pink fuchsia haired Stephie, we are going to be using this two-piece from Van Oscar. We're going to use the white cross top, and then we're going to use like the pink gingham ruffle skirt on her. So while we're dressing Stephie, let's talk about repurposing old dolls. I know as doll collectors, we're always caught up on always buying the new stuff, and we tend to ignore the older dolls in our collection. And not only we ignore them, we also accumulate some things we just buy randomly without us knowing what are we going to use it for or for a future project. But we all know in our collection, as years pass, we know that we procrastinate and actually sometimes don't even touch those dolls and even forget about them. And then next thing you know, you have a collection of hoard. I was personally guilty of that long time ago when I started collecting, but now I've been very proactive on actually separating dolls that I've thrifted or bought for Barbie conventions for quote-unquote future projects. Basically just loose dolls. I don't know why I bought them, but I know I was going to send them to Tricks for a repaint. But now I feel like I've gotten to a groove that I've kind of developed a system where I would collect all of these random dolls, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use that sculpt for this project and this project. So now I would like start my little piles, and then I would send them to Tricks all at once, and then a couple times a month he'll repaint me a couple heads and then send it back. And then it's just like you just have to keep at it constantly. Okay, back to redressing these dolls. So the second one, we're going to redress the Louboutins, and we're going to use Gliza's top and then the Poppy Parker skirt on her. But definitely let me know in the comments, how do you guys deal with those dolls, especially those dolls that you just bought for the outfits? What do you do with them afterwards? I know some people have piles that they donate to, like, let's say Goodwill or any other charitable places, but for me, I try to avoid doing those because I feel like that's also kind of like having your stuff pile up. But I usually, maybe like years ago, I would donate a few here and there, but now I've just gotten into a habit of taking them or sending them to Tricks for the repaint, and then sometimes I would just give them as gifts to friends as well. And let's move on to the third doll that we are going to dress. We are going to dress that Doney Burke Lara with the gorgeous exotic repaint. Exotic? Maybe. I don't know. And we're going to use that Van Oscar dress. Look how cute the dress is. Also, I don't know if you guys know about this. A lot of my, well, not a lot, but majority part of my collection is actually, I would say, bought secondhand from other collectors that have been trying to get rid of them, especially the fashions. I've just gotten into a habit of always checking sellers' pages, and then I belong to a couple of reselling group on Facebook. It really is an amazing way to find older fashions, or not even older, maybe like some timeless pieces or really good pieces that people are trying to get rid of. And also, most of the time the prices are just much cheaper. But definitely let me know good places that you guys would recommend aside from like Facebook or eBay, or like sometimes for IT dolls, the W Club forum. What other places do you guys scour over to see where are the good deals? So as you know, I love accessories, and earrings are one of the best things you can add to dolls to give them or complete the look. And I'm just showing you guys my collection of earrings. This is actually binder 1. These are mostly the pieces that can fit in on these coin sleeves. So I got these coin sleeves off of Amazon, and I pretty much sort my accessories, especially the earrings, by metal color and then by gem color. And if they're not either gems or jewels, I just sort them via like whatchamacallit, via categories like fruit, flowers, as you can see here. This is how I organize my earrings. Bracelets and necklaces are a whole nother might be another video, but I know from my last video that I featured this, a lot of people have been asking. This is it. I do have a lot of earrings just for the dolls. Definitely, if you have any questions, definitely comment below. I'll make sure that I take the time to answer your questions. How do you guys store your accessories? I would like to know. So here are the earrings that I picked for one of the dolls that we're restyling today. These are like pink flamingo earrings, and we're gonna use it on the Lara one. Aren't these really cute? Yeah, these earrings are really cute with his outfit. Let me know in the comments what you guys like. And now I think she's missing more accessories, so let's go ahead and add some bracelets. As you can see here, this is how I store my doll bracelets. It's basically in like the little organizer. I just organize them via metal. It's like gold, silver, or just like different color plastic. So for this Lara, we pick a gold bangle. I think that gold bangle is from like a really old top model doll. And let's see, for Stephie, we are definitely going to pick gold as well, but for her earrings, we got this little cute bell flowers for her. I think it kind of brings in the whole spring vibe with this outfit. So since starting this channel, I've realized that I've actually kind of a little bit manhandled my dolls, so I am taking the initiative to be very slow and careful with them, especially with these delicate items just like these earrings, because I don't know if I'll be able to find them again later on or a few years from now. So again, for this Stephie, we are going to pick gold as well, so we are going to be picking, I think, gold bangles for her. All right, I think that's enough bangles. I think 2 is enough for her. So let's move on to the third one. Let's go ahead and get the Louboutin repaint. And I think for her, because her mug is a little bit more harsh, we could go ahead and kind of smooth that out or feminize it more by, I think we're going to be using floral earrings for her. And if you guys are wondering, majority of my earrings are just like regular human earrings that you buy in like packs, but these ones that I'm using are actually from like a Filipino designer who specifically makes earrings or accessories for dolls. His name is Jason. Definitely let me know the thoughts. You guys like the earrings? And I think for her, for a bracelet, we're just going to go with like one regular gold cuff for her. I think it'll be really adorable. Alright, I think I finally picked one, and this is what we're going for. I meant this is what we're going with. We're gonna go with that gold cuff on her. And again, this is how I keep my bracelets. I just use this little clear organizer. I believe I just got it from like the dollar store a few years back. So the first doll we basically gave a new life to, here is Stephie. I will treasure her in my collection. I hope I don't get tired of this one because she is very unique and I love her overall look. Definitely let me know in the comments, how do you guys like this repaint by Patrick? But I think this is a great way for you to love or basically create your own doll from the pile of dolls that you have, or just like sitting there for years. Here is our new Lara, and remember, previous to this look, she was the Doney Burke Barbie. What year was that? I think 2006. That's actually amazing, giving a new life to a new doll that's basically 20 years old. And here is our Louis Vuitton repaint by Trix. So definitely out of the three, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. So here are the three, the trio. The trio were basically, I don't know if you can call it repurposing, maybe a rebirth or reimagining, but we are basically turning dolls that maybe people have forgotten for 20 years and giving them new life. Maybe that's a rebirth. Also crazy to think that some of these dolls that I have in my collection was produced way before I was born, or some of them have basically been produced way before some of these newer collectors could even walk. And just like thinking about the 2006 Lara and the Doney Burke Barbie, I'm like, I'm only a couple years older than that doll. It's just crazy to think. So definitely let me know in the comments if you guys like to reimagine your dolls or keep them as is. I know there are some dolls that you just want to keep original, just like those like really vintage Barbies, or especially the Silkstone ones. I don't think I'll ever touch the faces for those, but for these late 2000s, maybe some 90s ones, I'll definitely get them repainted. But definitely let me know if you love this video, and that is it for me for today. Thank you for watching. Laters!